Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. So, today is going to be about displays. More about taking displays to license plate meets, like a national convention or a local state license plate meet, or even if your local independent license plate meet has displays and awards. Now, I'm not doing this to brag, because this next part is going to sound very braggy, because I might have won a few over the years. I'm actually the only one in the Dairyland Club who's won every single type, just because I've won the Rare Junior one, I've won Favorite Plate, People's Choice, and Dean Ostman Best of Show. Now, as you can tell by this pile, I've won a few times. And for very different displays, like this very last one right here, if I can get this to not be stuck together. It's stuck together, I don't like it. Why is it stuck together? There we go. Like this last one, People's Choice was my huge Sequestricentennial run, which was a huge display, one of my largest display boards I have available to myself that I built that's easy and affordable. And then down to like Favorite Plate. This is Bostonville Neighborhood Electric Vehicle, which is one of the smallest plates you can really display. And now I'm not going to go through all of these, but what I am going to say is don't get your heart set on winning. That was something I used to do when I was little, and I would get so disappointed. I would put all this energy into building a really nice display and the best plates I had at the time. And granted, I was little. Like, I didn't have good plates. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't have good plates back then. And I would be so devastated not to get voted for, not to win. And it was heartbreaking. And I really don't want others to go through that. It might be a TISM thing. It might be my mother was very much a driving force because I was honors and AP and went to college early and all that happy hoo-ha, which probably messed me up as a child, but hey, here we are, license plate museum. Okay, but let's talk about displays. So, do it for you. First off, if you're going to build a display, do it for you. Do it because you wanted to build a display. You want to show off your plates. Don't do it to win, because you're going to get hurt. Not because you don't have awesome plates, not because you don't have wonderful building skills, not because you don't have wonderful documentation skills. The issue is you're never going to know what your neighbor is going to bring, and you never know who's going to show up and what they're in the mood to vote for. For example, I brought a wonderful display of a very nice state patrol plate for a squad, a very nice state patrol plate for the motorcycle, a picture of the matching plate of the motorcycle to the motorcycle plate, the proper patch for that era of plates, the proper real badge for the correct era of that plate, and the special pins for the motorcycle, what the motorcycle officer would wear on the back of their helmet and on their uniform. So it's a fantastic display for any historian. Didn't win. Nope, nothing. That kind of hurt, but there was some really good displays there, and I can't, which I've grown up a bit, so it's less of a sting. So let me grab this one. I actually never displayed this one before. This one just kind of hangs at home. Hopefully it shows up pretty well on camera. So this is a VFW. We got an armband hat, 2126, which is VWF Post in it's where Chris lives. I can't say it to save my life. But, so we got the hat, and then we got the topper. So, VFW Post 2126, 1942. So I went out and I made, well, I had it in the collection, thankfully, is a 1942 oval, 4 digits, kind of, I would love to find a matching 2126, but that's gonna never happen. This post is still up there in Menasha. There we go, Menasha, Wisconsin. So this is a really good display, especially for me. Just kind of hangs out in the museum, sometimes the house. I've never brought it to a show, but shadow boxes are great for displaying plates. Keeps everything safe. I use pins, like bobby pins, to keep them in place. So it's a great thing if you want to build a display and bring it. Something that's contained. It won't get scratched, dented, whole 9 yards. Very obviously a really good way to display your plates. Now, they're kind of expensive. At least when I was buying mine, they were really expensive. Granted, I was going to a crafting mall to get them. Now, a cheaper alternative is pegboard. Check out this one. This one hasn't been out yet. One day. So just easy pegboard, hooks. Hooks can get kind of expensive. Buy them in bulk if you can. But realize not all hooks are compatible with plates. That's for one. Older plates tend to need a different size than newer plates. For example, my orange ones work probably 90% of the time, but it doesn't really work with some of these older plates that have just the little circles. Bikes, totally different. Motorcycles, somewhat. Newer ones, I can get away with the orange ones. The older ones, nope. And some of them I actually have to bend custom wire to make them work. So think about the plates, and what I also do is a lot of documentation, and I'm not sure if that kind of helps win, but I've noticed if I do have proper documentation, those tend to be the winning displays. Like this one, it's pretty simple. Newly discovered city municipal plate, believed to be a Waupun city municipal plate. This is a 1924 base, which is this one right here. This is unusual since it's the undated municipal plate came out in 1924. I was trying to remember that date for the reporter. I kind of feel stupid now. Had it right next to the plate too when she asked. Anyway, and then I list other known cities, which is Neenah and Oshkosh. Something simple, something easy to read, laminated so it doesn't get destroyed, stuff like that. Now, I always recommend do it for you, do this to make you feel good, not to win. Now, you're gonna go, come here. I wanna do it to win, right? This is something you gotta understand. You gotta understand your voting audience. And this took me forever to understand and to figure out. Because I brought a display of number ones. Some the regular number ones, some the block, some the transition number ones. Nothing. But then I brought a display of electric vehicle plates in one. And out of that display, only one of them was Wisconsin. Baffles the mind. So something you gotta understand is the voting audience. and each meet is a different group of people, so you're not going to be able to really judge it beforehand. So keep that in mind. But I think if you do a lot of great documentation, photos are wonderful, because I brought, unfortunately it's way up there on the wall, a 1930 municipal plate. They're really cool. So they're numbered with a M in the middle with a big circle, and then I think the date's kind of on the left side, if I remember right. So what I did is I was in contact with another guy who wrote a book, but he wrote a firefighter book about Madison firefighters. And he's a former Madison firefighter. Well, he's got all of these wonderful older photos of fire trucks. So I asked and was able to buy some older photos from him of, it's a picture from the 1930s of one of the firehouses with one of the rigs parked outside with a wonderful shot of this 1930 municipal plate to kind of show that this relatively unknown type is really what I'm claiming. Now, you're going to say, well, there's a lot of people who know about that plate. Ish. There's probably 5 of us-ish who collect municipal plates this hardcore to know something about the 1930, the 1931 inverted color municipal, or the undated 1924 municipal license plates, which honestly I didn't know until, well, one of the last Metford meets. So, what I'm trying to get at with this rambling is proper documentation helps a lot. It helps people connect the dots. It helps them, I think they like that better. They go, oh, this is really cool. I can see how this progressed. So if you do want to build a kind of these displays, I would do it with something that is novel, something that you've researched a lot, that you kind of have buttoned down. You found outside documentation, outside photos. I think that really helps a lot to win a great display or best of show. Favorite plate is kind of off the cuff. Also depends on your voting audience. I've brought really high-end plates. I've brought just plates that I've enjoyed, and I've either won or times where I'm like, this is I'm a shoo-in. Nope. So yeah, that's a big thing you gotta think about. And if you're going to Dairyland, there's a split. There's basically an older category 1 meat and then a newer category the other. I try to aim more for the newer category because that's kind of what my collection is. And hopefully I have some newer surprises to come out. But, someone could bring something even rarer and odder than what I can dig up. So yeah. And I think some people get not angry, but like sarcastically angry because I've won favorite plate and then one of the other ones a few times. And like I agree, I'm big on competition, I realize that. But the people who do kind of get upset don't bring displays. And I know that they have collections that make mine look like little baby collections. Like, come on. Bring out a display, bring out some favorite plates, because they have some major collections. So that's why I really try to emphasize, don't do it to win. Do it for yourself. Bring it out, show your collection off. I think that is the best way to do this kind of stuff, because there's always someone who's going to be bigger and badder than you. Like my main competition, the Schwabs, Ryan and Harvey. Ryan a lot of time is like an older brother, I swear, that I've had to learn how to deal with competition with, which is nice. It's nice to sometimes be put in your place and go, oh, yeah, well, I gotta eat crow. He did a really good job. Like, sometimes he brings in display and go, oh, well, I did this one for shits and giggles because I'm not gonna win. But there's always someone who's gonna be bigger and badder. I won't lie. Including me. Ryan has competition too. So yeah. So, what kind of displays do you like building? Let me know in the comments. For people who don't bring displays, why? Why don't you? And granted, you can say, well, I never win. I get that. And I was in the same boat 10 years ago or longer, where I would bring stuff and get demolished and just never be able to win or get second place or favorite play. If you go over these dates, you'll see big gaps of ouchiness, of not winning. And, don't do it to win. Do it to enjoy it. Especially my last, was it my last display? No, it was actually the Sequestrum Centennial display. I hosted up here in Boston. I brought that for me. I didn't bring that to win. I didn't think having a huge display of every single Sequestrum, well, almost every single Sequestrum Centennial I had would win. I built that because on my 11th birthday, Alfka had the award ceremony for Wisconsin for the best plate of the year. Bill had it. It was hosted at the Capitol. That's why I have that Sequestrum Centennial display, and that's why I brought it. Honest truth, I didn't build that to win. I brought that to show off this kind of flex of, this is my Sequestrum Centennial run. This is why I had all the paperwork laminated on the side with my little hangy board, because that really meant a lot. Being somewhere on my birthday, I was young. It was pretty cool. So yeah, do it for that. And a bonus, I did win. Well, I won something. What did I win with that one? I won, People's Choice. Okay, I won People's Choice in that one. So thank you for the people, because I didn't really expect people to vote for that one. But like I said, I did that for me. In this next round, it's going to be Burlington. It's far away. I bring smaller displays because it's harder to have big boards, and if you can't get in the hall the night before and your truck's loaded, you can't sleep anywhere, it gets kind of complicated. So something else to put into consideration is how far the meet is, what kind of room you have in your vehicle. A lot of us do bigger displays closer to home when we host meets, because it's just easier. You sometimes have more setup and takedown time than other folks because you're the host and you have the keys and you're locking up. And so yeah. Anyway, if you have any questions, concerns, put them in the comments. Please subscribe. That really helps the channel out. And I'll see you later. Bye.